Nature Talk. From the world of plants. Seaweed. Instead of roots, seaweed has a holdfast foot which sticks to a rock. Cactus. Desert plants generally have long roots, which reach deep underground where they find water. Some of them store water in their fleshy leaves and thick stems. A cactus is a member of the spine plant family Cactaceae. Rafflesia. The largest flower, grows in Southeast Asia and smells like rotting meat. Rafflesia is a genus of parasitic flowering plants. It contains approximately 27 species, all found in Southeastern Asia. Kids, now let us learn about some of the natural food that gives us energy as well as different taste. A tree adds a new ring to its trunk and branches every year. We can calculate the age of a tree by counting the rings. These are called annual growth rings. Apple. Apple is one of the most widely cultivated tree fruits. The proverb, "An apple a day keeps the doctor away," addressing the health effects of the fruit, from 19th century. Compared to many other fruits and vegetables, apples contain less fiber content that reduce the risk of colon cancer. Indian gooseberry. The Indian gooseberry is known for its edible fruit of the same name. The tree is small to medium-sized, reaching 8 to 18 meters in height. Lettuce. Lettuce is most often grown as a leaf vegetable. In many countries, it is typically eaten cold and raw, in salads, hamburgers, tacos, and many other dishes. It is a valuable source of vitamin A and folic acid. Eucalyptus. Also known as gum tree, it is found in Australia. Its oil is used in medicines. An essential oil extracted from eucalyptus leaves contains compounds that are powerful natural disinfectants and which can be toxic in large quantities. Sandalwood. Sandalwood is yellowish woods, heavy and fine-grained. Sandalwood has been valued for thousands of years for its fragrance, carving, and various purported medicinal qualities. Fungi. The fungi are also called Eumycota. Occurring worldwide, most fungi are largely invisible to the naked eye. Living for the most part in soil, dead matter, and as symbionts of plants, animals, or other fungi. Onions. The ancient Egyptians worshipped this vegetable. Onion is one of the oldest vegetables known to mankind. Depending on the variety, an onion can be sharp, spicy, tangy, and pungent, or mild and sweet. Yeast. Yeast is used in winemaking, where it converts the sugars present in grape juice or most into alcohol. Kids, you all love fish, isn't it? Come on, let's learn more about fishes. Fish are most perfectly adapted to live in water. They breathe by means of gills. They can live in salty water, fresh water, or both. Sea fish is bigger than river and lake fish. Fish are the most numerous animals with backbones. The three main groups of fish are bony fish, cartilaginous fish, and jawless fish. Coelacanth fish. Scientists thought that this fish died out millions of years ago. However, in 1938, a coelacanth was caught off East Africa. It is also found in Indian Ocean. The devilfish, also known as the giant manta ray. The devilfish looks quite fearsome. Its wings stretch up to 7 meters across. In fact, it is quite harmless. Whale shark. Whale shark is the biggest fish. It can grow up to 19 meters, weighing as much as 15 tons. The gentle giant feeds on plankton. Piranha. A piranha or piranha is a member of a family of omnivorous freshwater fish which live in South American rivers. They are known for their sharp teeth and appetite for meat. Viper fish. A viper fish is a deep water fish in the genus Coliodos. They grow to lengths of 30 to 60 centimeter. Walrus. Walrus animals have very thick layers of fat, which keep them warm. They are found in the polar seas. The walrus is a mammal. It can remain submerged for as long as a half hour. Bird migration. Bird migration refers to the regular seasonal journeys undertaken by many species of birds. Butterfly. A butterfly is an insect of the other Lepidoptera. Butterflies are notable for their unusual life cycle with the larval caterpillar stage and inactive pupal stage and a spectacular metamorphosis into a familiar and colorful winged adult form. Moles. Moles lives in passages that it builds underground. Moles have cylindrical bodies covered in fur with small or covered eyes. The ears are generally not visible. Dragonfly. Dragonfly considered the fastest flying insect. It is large and has a long, thin, brightly colored body. It is characterized by large, multifaceted eyes, 2 pairs of strong, transparent wings, and an elongated body. Lemmings. Lemmings are mouse-like animal, is really privileged. It lives in cold regions. In summer, it is brown, and in winter, it turns completely white. Bombardier beetles. Bombardier beetles uses an unusual defensive weapon. It sprays a jet of hot gas at its enemy. Bombardier beetles are ground beetles. The ejection is accompanied with a popping sound. Larvae. This reptile lives in lakes and can spend its entire life in water. In case the water body dries up, it grows up to become a salamander. Larvae of this species fail to undergo metamorphosis. So the adults remain aquatic and gilled. Kiwi. A kiwi is any of the species of flightless birds endemic to New Zealand. All kiwi species are endangered. The kiwi is also a national symbol of New Zealand. The kiwi lays the largest egg in relation to its body size. Albatrosses. Albatrosses are large sea birds. They range widely in the South Ocean and the North Pacific. The albatross diet is predominantly cephalopods, fish, and crustaceans. Around the world. World is a common name given to Earth, but it is often used to mean the sum of human civilization living on it. Earth is the only place in the universe where life exists at this time. Oceans of the world. An ocean is a major body of saline water and a principal component of hydrosphere. It is said that approximately 74% of Earth's surface is covered by oceans. Arctic Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, Indian Ocean, Pacific Ocean, Southern Ocean are the major 5 oceans of the world. Kids, now let us know about some of the interesting facts around the world. Sahara, the world's largest desert, covers an area of over 9 million square kilometers. North America experiences extreme weather conditions, worst hurricanes, deepest snowfall, and hot weather. The average annual temperature on the continent of Antarctica is 50 degrees centigrade. Almost 98% of the land is covered in ice, which accounts for 90% of the world ice. India is also a subcontinent besides being a country. The Indian subcontinent comprises India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Bhutan, Sri Lanka, Nepal, and Maldives. Scandinavia is a region of North Europe comprising Norway, Sweden, Denmark, Finland, and Iceland. The Scandinavian countries are known for their landscapes. Fjords, Norway, lakes, Sweden, forests, Finland, busy fishing ports, Denmark, hot springs, Iceland. The study of the rocks and other things that made up the Earth's surface is called geology. The Caspian Sea. The Caspian Sea is the largest enclosed body of water on Earth by area, variously classed as the world's largest lake or a full-fledged sea. It has a surface area of 371,000 square kilometers and a volume of 78,200 cubic kilometers. The Republic of Indonesia. The Republic of Indonesia has more than 13,000 islands. Sumatra, Java, and Bali are some of its chain of islands. The Republic of Indonesia is a country in Southeast Asia. Alapula. Alapula, the Indian town, is referred to as the Venice of the East. It is unique for its network of canals. Alapula, also known as Alapi, Alleppey is a town in Alappuzha district of Kerala state of southern India. Russia. Russia is the largest country in the world. It shares its border with 14 other countries. Russia is a transcontinental country extending over much of North Eurasia. The Suez Canal. The Suez Canal completed in 1869. This canal is one of the world's largest artificial waterways. The Suez Canal is a canal in Egypt. It runs from the Red Sea to the Mediterranean Sea. The Panama Canal. The Panama Canal opened in 1914 and provided a shipping shortcut between the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. It is 81 kilometers long. Netherlands. Netherlands. Its name means low countries, as the land is low-lying. The Netherlands is a country that is part of the Kingdom of the Netherlands. The capital is Amsterdam. Kilimanjaro. Kilimanjaro, a dormant volcano in Tanzania. This is also the highest mountain in Africa. Kilimanjaro, with its 3 volcanic cones, Kibo, Mwanzi, and Shira, is an inactive stratovolcano. Kids, here are some important days to remember that is celebrated worldwide. International Literacy Day. It is celebrated on September 8th of every year, all over the world. We celebrate World Food Day every year on 16th October. We celebrate March 22nd as World Day for Water. The International Day of Peace occurs annually on September 21st. It is dedicated to peace. It is observed by many nations, political groups, military groups, and people. World Health Day is celebrated every year on 7th of April. World Environment Day is hosted every year by a different city and commemorated with an international exposition through the week of June 5th. 18th April. World Heritage is the shared wealth of humankind. This special day offers an opportunity to raise the public's awareness about the diversity of cultural heritage. April 22nd, Earth Day. These are intended to inspire awareness and appreciation for the Earth's environment, founded by U.S. Senator Gaylord Nelson. May 22nd, Mother's Day, is a day honoring mothers. Different countries celebrate Mother's Day on various days of the year because of the day has a number of different origins. May 8th, Red Cross Day, was celebrated for the first time throughout the world on May 8, 1948. The anniversary of the birth of Henry Dunant, the founder of the Red Cross. June 3rd, Father's Day. Father's Day is a day honoring fathers, celebrated on various days in many places around the world. In 2009, it will be celebrated on June 21st in many countries. August 3rd, International Friendship Day, is celebrated all over the world to recognize your friends and their contribution to your life. 16th of September, World Ozone Day. The International Day for the Preservation of the Ozone Layer. World Ozone Day is celebrated for the past 10 years. Country's capital. Kabul. Kabul is the capital and largest city of Afghanistan, with a population of approximately 3 million. Thimphu. Thimphu is the capital of Bhutan and also the name of the surrounding valley, and Dzongkhag, the Thimphu district. Budapest. Budapest is the capital city of Hungary. In 2008, Budapest had 17,02,297 inhabitants. The city attracts over 20 million visitors a year. Muscat. Muscat is the capital and largest city of Oman. As of 2008, the population of the Muscat metropolitan area was 10,90,797. Port Louis. Port Louis is the capital of Mauritius. It is the largest city of the country and main port, which borders the Indian Ocean. Stockholm. Stockholm is the capital and largest city of Sweden. Harare. Harare is the capital of Zimbabwe. It has an estimated population of 16 lakhs, with 28 lakhs in its metropolitan area. Paris. Paris has a population of nearly 12 million and is one of the most populated metropolitan areas in Europe. Damascus. Damascus is the capital and largest city of Syria. It is one of the oldest continuously inhabited cities in the world, and its current population is estimated at about 4 lakhs. Jakarta. Jakarta is the capital and largest city of Indonesia. Kids, do you know the 7 wonders of the world? Come, let's learn about the wonders. New 7 wonders of the world. The pyramid at Mexico. It is the most famous Mayan temple city, served as the political and economic center of the Mayan civilization. Its various structures, the pyramid of Kukulkan, the temple of Kakmul, the hall of the 1,000 pillars, and the playing field of the prisoners, can still be seen today and are demonstrative of an extraordinary commitment to architectural space and composition. The pyramid itself was the last and arguably the greatest of all Mayan temples. Christ Redeemer, Brazil. This statue of Jesus stands some 38 meters tall at top of the Corcovado mountain overlooking Rio de Janeiro. Designed by Brazilian Heitor da Silva Costa and created by French sculptor Paul Landowski. It is one of the world's best-known monuments. The statue took 5 years to construct and was inaugurated on October 12, 1931. It has become a symbol of the city and of the warmth of the Brazilian people who receive visitors with open arms. The Roman Colosseum, Italy. This great amphitheater in the center of Rome was built to give favors to successful legionnaires and to celebrate the glory of the Roman Empire. Its design concept still stands to this very day. and virtually every modern sports stadium some 2000 years later still bears the irresistible imprint of the Colosseum's original design. The Great Wall of China. The Great Wall of China was built to link existing fortifications into a united defense system and better keeps invading Mongolian tribes out of China. It is the largest man-made monument ever to have been built, and it is disputed that it is the only one visible from space. Many thousands of people must have given their lives to build this colossal construction. Machu Picchu, Peru. In the 15th century, the Incan emperor Pachacutec built a city in the clouds on the mountain known as Machu Picchu. This extraordinary settlement lies halfway up the Andes Plateau, deep in the Amazon jungle, and above the Urubamba River. It was probably abandoned by the Incas because of a smallpox outbreak, and after the Spanish defeated the Incan Empire, the city remained lost for over 3 centuries. It was rediscovered by Hiram Bingham in 1911. Petra, Jordan. In the edge of the Arabian desert, Petra was the glittering capital of the Nabatean Empire of King Artus IV. Masters of water technology, the Nabateans provided their city with great tunnel constructions and water chambers. A theatre modeled on Greek-Roman prototypes had space for an audience of 4,000. Today, the palace tombs of Petra, with the 42-meter-high Hellenistic temple facade, are impressive examples of Middle Eastern culture. The Taj Mahal, Agra, India. This immense mausoleum was built on the orders of Shah Jahan, the 5th Muslim Mughal emperor, to honor the memory of his beloved late wife. Built out of white marble and standing in formally laid out walled gardens, the Taj Mahal is regarded as the most perfect jewel of Muslim art in India. The emperor was consequently jailed, and it is said could then only see the Taj Mahal out of his small cell window. 7 Wonders of the Middle Ages. The Colosseum of Rome. The Colosseum or Roman Colosseums, an elliptical amphitheater in the center of the city of Rome, Italy, the largest ever built in the Roman Empire. Its construction started between 70 and 72 AD under the Emperor Vespasian. The Catacombs of Alexandria. The Catacombs of Alexandria is a historical archaeological site located in Alexandria, Egypt. Some statues are Egyptian in style. The Great Wall of China. The Great Wall of China is a series of stone and earthen fortifications in China, built, rebuilt, and maintained between the 5th century BC and the 16th century to protect the northern borders of the Chinese Empire from Xiongnu attacks during the rule of successive dynasties. Stonehenge. Stonehenge is a prehistoric monument located in the English county of Wiltshire, about 3.2 kilometers west of Amesbury and 13 kilometers north of Salisbury. The Porcelain Tower. The Porcelain Tower of Nanking, China. The Porcelain Tower is a historical site located on the south bank of the Yangtze in Nanjing, China. The Leaning Tower of Pisa. The Leaning Tower of Pisa, or simply the Tower of Pisa, freestanding bell tower of the Cathedral of the Italian city of Pisa. Although intended to stand vertically, the tower began leaning to the southeast soon after the onset of construction in 1173, due to a poorly laid foundation. Hagia Sophia. Hagia Sophia is a former patriarchal basilica. The Latin word basilica was originally used to describe a Roman public building. Later a mosque, now a museum in Istanbul, Turkey. 7 natural wonders of the world. The Grand Canyon. The Grand Canyon, Colorado River, Arizona. The Grand Canyon is a steep-sided gorge carved by the Colorado River in the United States in the state of Arizona. Iguazu Falls. Argentina Iguazu Falls, or waterfalls of the Iguazu River, located on the border of the Brazilian state of Paraná and Argentine. The waterfall system consists of 275 falls along 2.7 kilometers of the Iguazu River. Yosemite Valley. Yosemite Valley is a world-famous scenic location in the Sierra Nevada mountains of California. Snow melting in the Sierra forms creeks and lakes. Mount Everest. Mount Everest on the border of Tibet and Nepal. Mount Everest is the highest mountain on Earth, as measured by the height of its summit above sea level, which is 8,848 meters. Nile River. The Nile is a major north-flowing river in Africa, generally regarded as the longest river in the world. The Nile ends in a large delta that empties into the Mediterranean Sea. The Northern Lights. Auroras, sometimes called the northern and southern lights, are natural light displays in the sky, usually observed at night, particularly in the polar regions. Meeting people. Akbar was a lover of arts and intellectual people. He had 9 genius men, or Navratans, in his court who held most honorable positions. Faizi was a poet who wrote in Persian. Akbar had enormous respect for his genius and appointed him as his son's tutor. Birbal, a poor Brahmin, was appointed to the court of Akbar for his wit and wisdom. Birbal was a poet too, and his writings under the pen name Brahma was preserved in Bharatpur Museum. Freedom fighters. Lala Lajpat Rai was an Indian author and politician who is chiefly remembered as a leader in the Indian fight for freedom from the British Raj. Rai was born on January 28, 1865, in village Dudike, in present-day Moga districts of Punjab, India. Bhagat Singh was born on September 27, 1907. March 23, 1931 was an Indian freedom fighter. Born to a family which had earlier been involved in revolutionary activities against the British Raj in India, Singh as a teenager had studied European revolutionary movements. Vinayak Damodar Savarkar, born May 28, 1883 in Bhagur. February 26, 1966 in Mumbai was an Indian politician and an Indian independence movement activist, commonly addressed as Veer Savarkar. Usha Mehta was born on 25th March 1920. 11th August 2000 was a renowned Gandhian and freedom fighter of India. She is also remembered for operationalizing the Congress Radio, also called the Secret Congress Radio, an underground radio station which functioned for a few months during the Quit India movement of 1942. Vallabhbhai Patel was a political and social leader of India who played a major role in the country's struggle for independence and guided its integration into a united independent nation. Bikaiji Rustam Kama was a prominent figure in the Indian independence movement. Bikaiji Rustam Kama was born on 24th September 1861 in Bombay into a large, well-off Parsi family. Kids, now let us learn about some famous personalities. Alexander the Great was an ancient Greek king of Macedon. He was one of the most successful military commanders of all time and is presumed undefeated in battle. Dadabhai Naoroji was an intellectual, educator, cotton trader, and an early Indian political leader. His book, Poverty and Un-British Rule in India, brought into the limelight the drain of India's wealth into Britain. Florence Nightingale, who came to be known as the Lady with the Lamp, was a pioneering nurse, writer, and noted statistician. Florence Nightingale was born into a rich, upper-class, well-connected British family at the Villa Columbia. Christopher Delarlier Reeve was an American actor, director, producer, and writer. Reeve was born in New York City on September 25, 1952. He established himself early as a Juilliard-trained stage actor before portraying Superman in 4 films from 1978 to 1987. Reeve died at age 52 on October 10, 2004. Sir Ben Kingsley is an English actor. He is one of the few men to have won all 4 major motion picture acting awards, receiving Oscar, BAFTA, Golden Globe, and Screen Actors Guild Awards throughout his career. Dr. Pranay L. Roy is an Indian media figure. He is founder and the president of New Delhi Television, NDTV. He rose to fame with the program The World This Week and the election coverage on Doordarshan. Sabir Bhatia is the co-founder of Hotmail. Sabir Bhatia was born to a Punjabi family in Chandigarh, India. Hotmail was sold to Microsoft for a reported sum of $400 million. Napoleon Bonaparte, later known as Emperor Napoleon I, was a military and political leader of France whose actions shaped European politics in the early 19th century. Queen Elizabeth I was Queen of England and Queen of Ireland from 17th November 1958 until her death. Elizabeth was born in Greenwich Palace in the Chamber of Virgins on 7th September 1533. Abraham Lincoln was the 16th President of the United States. Lincoln became the first American president to be assassinated. Saddam Hussein was the President of Iraq from 16th July 1979 until 9th April 2003. Saddam played a key role in the 1968 coup that brought the party to long-term power. Captured by US forces on 13 December 2003, Saddam was brought to trial under the Iraqi interim government set up by US-led forces and was sentenced to death by hanging. Hammurabi, sixth ruler of Babylon, lived about 3,500 years ago. He is the world's first law-making king who set up laws to govern his citizens. Tutankhamun, Pharaoh of Egypt, was only 18 when he died in 1351 BC. His tomb in the Valley of the Kings contained the most amazing treasures. Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle were the greatest Greek philosophers. Their ideas have influenced people over the last 2,400 years. Aristotle, a student at the academy, he later started a school, the Lyceum in Athens. Be a sport. Kids, here we can learn some fabulous facts of different sports. The marathon. The marathon race took its name from battle in 490 BC between the Greeks and Persians on the plain of Marathon, Greece. After the Greek victory, Philippides, a runner, ran 38 kilometers to Athens. Sumo wrestling is 2,000 years old. Japan has wrestlers of huge body weight as much as 267 kg. The object of the wrestler is to push his opponent out of the circular ring. Tour de France is the most famous cycle race. It was first held in 1903. Cycling has been an Olympic sport since the first modern Olympics in 1896. Émile Levasseur won the first race of cars, held in France in 1895. Grand Prix, or series of international races, began in 1906 in France. Scotland Yard is an enjoyable board game. The action takes place on a map of London. He hunted player tries to hide his movements from the other players of detectives. Kids, now let us learn some of the famous sports personalities of different countries. Sania Mirza. Sania Mirza is an Indian tennis player. Mirza began playing tennis at the age of 6, turning professional in 2003. Sania picked her maiden Grand Slam title in the 2009 Australian Open. Major Dhyan Chand Singh. Major Dhyan Chand Singh was a former Indian hockey player. He was part of the gold-winning Indian team in 3 Olympic Games. He was awarded the Padma Bhushan, India's third highest civilian honor, in 1956. Ricky Thomas Ponting. Ricky Thomas Ponting is a professional cricketer who is the current captain of the Australian cricket team in One Day International, 2020 International and Test cricket. Ponting reached international standards at the age of 4 a batsman, making his One Day International and Test debuts in 1995 at the age of 20. Eldrick Ton Tiger Woods is an American professional golfer whose achievements to date rank him among the most successful golfers of all time. Currently the world number 1, he was the highest paid professional athlete in 2007. Ronaldo. Ronaldo is a Brazilian professional footballer who currently plays for Campeonato Brasileiro Club. Ronaldo was born in Bento Ribeiro. Shiny Abraham. Shiny Abraham is an Indian athlete. She has been a national champion in 800 meters for 14 years. Born at Thodupuzha village in Idukki district of Kerala. Debundu Barua. Debundu Barua is a chess grandmaster hailing from the city of Kolkata in the Indian state of West Bengal. He is the second Indian to become a grandmaster after Vishwanathan Anand. Lance Armstrong. Lance Armstrong is an American professional road racing cyclist who rides for UCI, Union Cyclist International. Vijay Amritraj. Vijay Amritraj is a former Indian tennis player, sports commentator and actor. He was awarded the Padma Shri in 1983. Amritraj was the captain of the Indian Davis Cup for much of the late 1970s and 1980s. Vishwanathan Anand. Vishwanathan Anand is an Indian chess grandmaster and the current world chess champion. Anand was born on 11th December 1969 in Chennai, Tamil Nadu. David Beckham. David Beckham is a British football player with a huge fan following. David Robert Joseph Beckham. He is an English football midfielder. Beckham was born at Whipps Cross University Hospital in Leytonstone, England. Stephanie Maria Graf. Stephanie Maria Graf is a German tennis legend. The third woman in tennis history to win all 4 major world tournaments: the Australian Open, French Open, Wimbledon and US Open in 1988 in a single calendar year. Michael Jeffrey Jordan. Michael Jeffrey Jordan is an US basketball player. He played for the Chicago Bulls. Michael Jordan is a retired American professional basketball player and active businessman. Courtney Andrew Walsh. Courtney Andrew Walsh is a former international cricketer who represented the West Indies from 1984 to 2001. He broke Kapil Dev's record of 434 wickets in Test cricket. He was the first man to take 500 wickets. Kids, now we can learn some of the interesting sports that have its unique popularity in different countries. Baseball. Baseball is a bat and ball sport played between 2 teams of 9 players each. The goal is to score runs by hitting a thrown ball with a bat and touching a series of 4 bases arranged like a square or diamond. Rugby. Rugby is a competitive team sport known for combining strategy with physical play. The objective of the game is to score points by advancing the ball into the opposing team's end zone. The ball can be advanced by carrying it or by throwing it to a teammate. Hurdling. Hurdling is a type of track and field race. There are sprint hurdle races and long hurdle races. The standard sprint hurdle race is 110 meters for men and 100 meters for women. The standard long hurdle race is 400 meters for both men and women. Each of these races is run over 10 hurdles and they are all Olympic events. Skydiving. Skydiving is the sport of jumping from enough height to deploy a fabric parachute and land safely. Skydiving is performed as a recreational activity and a competitive sport. Karate. Karate is a martial art developed to defend ourselves from sudden attacks. It is primarily a striking art using punching, kicking, knee and elbow strikes, and open-handed techniques such as knife hands and ridge hands. Pole vaulting. Pole vaulting is an athletic field event in which a person uses a long flexible pole and aid to leap over a bar. Pole jumping competitions are known to the Indian Greeks as well as the Cretans and Celts. It has been a full medal event at the Olympic Games since 1896 for men and since 2000 for women. Judo. Judo, meaning gentle way, is a modern Japanese martial arts and combat sport that originated in Japan in the late 19th century. Judo is many things to different people. It is a fun sport, an art, a discipline, a recreational or social activity, a fitness program, a means of self-defense or combat. The discus throw. The discus throw is an event in track and field competition in which an athlete throws a heavy disc called a discus in an attempt to mark a farther distance than this or her competitors. The Commonwealth Games. The Commonwealth Games is a multi-sport event held every 4 years. It involves athletes of the Commonwealth countries from Africa, America, Asia and the Caribbean. The places being mostly those which were once part of the British Empire. Being physically challenged is no barrier to participating in the Commonwealth Games. In the 2002 Games, elite athletes with a disability competed alongside able-bodied athletes. Their medals counted towards the final medal tally for their country. Some sports that are played mainly in Commonwealth countries such as lawn bowls and netball. Art gallery. Mural. A large picture which is painted on a wall is called a mural. Mosaic. Sometimes the pictures is made by fixing pieces of pottery glass or stones onto the wall is called mosaic. Painting. A painting is a picture made with paints. There are many kinds of paints which artists use are oil colors, watercolors and acrylic colors. Pottery. Making things out of clay and then coloring them is done all over the world. Sculpture. A sculpture is a statue made from any material like metal, wood, stone, animal bone or even ice. A sculptor carves the statue from these materials. Illustrations. Drawings in books and magazines are called illustrations. Digital art. Art made with the help of computer are called digital art. Kids. Here we can learn about some famous Indian artists. Ustad Allaraka was a master of the tabla, a classical Hindustani percussion instrument. Allaraka was born as Allaraka Qureshi at Pagwal village near Jammu, India. M.S. Gopalakrishnan is one of the well-known violinists of the 20th century in the field of Carnatic music. He is a recipient of the prestigious Sangeeta Kalanidhi Award in 1997. T.N. Krishnan. Tripunithra Narayanan Krishnan is a Carnatic music violinist. He won the National Award for the Sangeet Natak Academy in 1974. Later he was awarded Sangeeta Kalanidhi in 1980. Ustad Vilayat Khan was one of the India's well-known sitar maestros, born in Gauripur in Mymensingh, Bengal. Pannalal Ghosh was known as Amal Jyoti Ghosh, was a Bengali Indian flute player and composer, born in Barisal, East Bengal, now Bangladesh. T.R. Mahalingam is a Kollywood actor, singer and music composer of the 1940s and 1950s. In 1937, at the age of 14, Mahalingam got the chance to appear in the film called Nandakumar. The film was based on the story of Lord Krishna, wherein Mahalingam was chosen to play the lead role. Here are names of some famous Indian classical dancers. Rukmini Devi Arundel was an Indian theophist, dancer and choreographer in Indian classical dancer form of Bharatanatyam. Dr. Sonal Mansingh is an eminent Indian classical dancer and choreographer of Odissi dancing style, who is also proficient in other Indian classical dancing styles including Bharatanatyam, Kuchipudi and Chow. Pandit Shambhu Maharaj was a celebrated guru of the Lucknow Gharana of the Indian classical dance form Kathak. He was born in Lucknow. Sitara Devi is an eminent Indian dancer of the classical Kathak style of dancing. When she was in her teens, Rabindranath Tagore, after watching a performance by her, described her as Nritya Samragini, meaning the Empress of Dance. Raja and Radha Reddy, the world-famous dancing couple, excel in the art of Kuchipudi. Both of them were born in the state of Andhra Pradesh. Raja Reddy was born in 1944 in Narsapur and Radha Reddy in 1952 in Kotalgaon. Kelucharan Mohapatra was an Indian classical dancer, guru and proponent of Odissi dancer. Let us learn some of important facts. Ko is a major school of floral art in Japan. Floral design is the art of using plant materials and flowers to create a pleasing and balanced composition. Cameo is a small carved gem. Cameo is a method of carving or an item of jewelry or vessel made in this manner. Su Chow is a form of embroidery which originated in China. Embroidery is the art or handicraft of decorating fabric or other materials with needle and thread or yarn. The early Chinese used Indian ink for drawing and lettering. Indian ink, or less commonly called Chinese ink, since it may have been first developed in either India or China, is a simple black ink once widely used for writing and printing. Raphael, Leonardo da Vinci, and Michelangelo are known as the Trinity of art. Raphael Sanzio was an Italian painter and architect. Leonardo da Vinci was an Italian polymath, being a scientist, mathematician, engineer, inventor, anatomist, painter, sculptor, architect, botanist, musician, and writer. Michelangelo was an Italian Renaissance painter, sculptor, architect, poet, and engineer. Musical instruments have been classified into 3 groups: smart speakers, smart readers. Kids, have you ever heard of similes? Come on, kids, let's learn about similes with some examples. A simile is the comparison of 2 unlike things using the word like or as. It is a commonly used figure of speech in everyday language. Now, we can learn some simile that we use often in our daily life. As smooth as silk. As agile as a monkey. As clear as crystal. As black as coal. As bright as day. As straight as an arrow. As merry as a cricket. As happy as a clown. As brave as a lion. As busy as a bee. As cool as a cucumber. As cute as a button. As thin as a toothpick. As slippery as an eel. As wise as Solomon. As easy as ABC. As light as a feather. As old as a hills. Kids, every work that we do will have some unique name. Come, let's learn some of those names. A person who collects coins is numismatist. Art of making or drawing maps is cartography. Job of writing dictionaries is lexicography. A person who studies birds is ornithologist. Art of producing beautiful writing is calligraphy. Someone who sells fish from a shop is fishmonger. Study of human race is anthropology. Someone who looks after bees in order to collect honey is beekeeper. A large farm in which a particular type of crop is grown is plantation. As scary as it gets. Phobia is an excessive fear towards a particular object or situation. Here are some of them. Acrophobia, fear of height. Arachnophobia, fear of spiders. Bibliophobia, fear of books. Insect phobia, fear of insects. Febriphobia, fear of fever. Heliophobia, fear of sun. Xenophobia, fear of strangers. Zoophobia, fear of animals. People who suffer from kinophobia are scared of empty spaces. Trypanophobia is an excessive fear of injections. Endless knowledge. Kids, come let's learn more about our environment and atmosphere. Environment. The environment is the surroundings we live in, including the landscape, living things, and the atmosphere. Land. A healthy soil is essential for life. Plants provide food for animals and human beings. And for growth and health, plants need good conditions. A good soil should have plenty of humus, water, mineral salts, air, and a population of living organisms, including bacteria, insects, and worms. Air. Air is a mixture of gases, and without it, animals and plants cannot live. The air in some areas, mainly big cities, is so polluted that people are suffering from lung diseases and buildings are being eaten away. Water. Every living thing depends on water for life. Over 2/3 of the planet Earth is covered by seawater, and there are also numerous freshwater habitats. Yet, essential though all water is, humans continue to pollute it at an alarming rate. Atmosphere. An atmosphere is a layer of gases surrounds Earth and protects us by blocking out dangerous rays from the sun. The atmosphere is a mixture of gases that becomes thinner until it gradually reaches space. Ozone layer. Ozone is a naturally occurring gas found in the atmosphere where it absorbs most of the sun's ultraviolet light, invisible rays which are harmful to both plant and animal life. Greenhouse effect. Not all of the energy from the sun that arrives at Earth can leave easily. After being transformed into heat, it can become trapped by certain gases in the air. This is a natural process called the greenhouse effect. Without any greenhouse effect, Earth's temperature would be below freezing. However, Earth's greenhouse effect is getting stronger because we are adding more greenhouse gases to the atmosphere. Global warming is the increase in the average temperature of the Earth's near-surface air and oceans since the mid-20th century and its projected continuation. Pollution. The environment such that our surroundings, the place we live, is being made unclean by our own activities. The pollutants we produce not only affect our own lives, but also those of other living things, the plants and animals that we share our environment with. All living things depend upon the non-living parts of the environment to survive. Kids, you all love watching cartoons. Come, let's learn some famous cartoon characters. Popeye. He eats spinach to become strong. Powerpuff Girls. These smart, strong girls were created by Professor Utonium in his lab. Tom and Jerry. Tom a cat and Jerry the mouse. Both make funs to make us laugh. Scooby-Doo. It's a large dog always afraid and hungry. Spider-Man. He is a man saves the city by his action stunts. Okay kids, now let us learn about people who help us in our daily life. Firemen. They are rescuers extensively trained primarily to put out dangerous fires that threaten civilian populations and property, to rescue people from car accidents, collapsed and burning buildings and other such situations. Tailor. A tailor is a person whose occupation is to sew and scissor menswear style, jackets and the skirts or trousers that go with them. Gardener. A gardener is any person involved in gardening, possibly the oldest occupation from the hobbyist in a residential garden. He makes the garden beautiful to look at. Barber. A barber is someone whose occupation is to cut any type of hair, give shaves and trim beards. They give us different hairstyles and handsome look. Cook. A cook is a person who prepares food for consumption. Cook provides us tasty foods. Nurse. A nurse is a healthcare professional who is responsible for the treatment, safety, and recovery of highly or persistently ill or injured people. Mason. A mason is a worker who builds with concrete, brick or stone, otherwise known as masonry. Kids, now let's learn some of the famous scientists. Galileo Galilei. He is an Italian astronomer, was the first to use a telescope to look at the sun, moon and planets. His studies convinced him that the Earth and all the other planets revolved around the sun. Charles Darwin. He is an English scientist studied about living things. He came up with new idea that all living things change slowly over thousands of years. Albert Einstein. He said nothing can move faster than light, but people of his period did not understand his words. Isaac Newton. He is best remembered by discovering that the earth pulls everything towards itself with a gravitational force. Thomas Alva Edison, an American who invented almost 1,000 machines and gadgets. He invented the phonograph. His invention helped us to record the music and hear. Kids, now let us learn some famous sights of the world. Niagara Falls. The Niagara Falls are voluminous waterfalls on the Niagara River, straddling the international border between the Canadian province of Ontario and the US state of New York. The falls are 17 miles northwest of Buffalo, New York. Sydney Opera House. The Sydney Opera House is a multi-venue performing arts centre on Bend Long Point in Sydney, New South Wales, Australia. It was conceived and largely built by Danish architect John Utzon. It is one of the world's most distinctive 20th century buildings and one of the most famous performing arts centres in the world. Forbidden City. The Forbidden City was the Chinese imperial palace from the Ming dynasty to the end of the Qing dynasty. It is located in the middle of Beijing, China. Stonehenge. Stonehenge is a prehistoric monument located in the English county of Wiltshire, about 3.2 kilometers west of Amesbury and 13 kilometers north of Salisbury. It is one of the most famous sites in the world. Okay kids, now we are going to learn about famous national parks and wildlife sanctuaries situated in India. Bandhavgarh National Park. Bandhavgarh National Park is spread across the Vindhya Hills of Madhya Pradesh, over a coverage area of approximately 437 square kilometers. The topography of the park is characterized by sharp ridges, surging forest and open meadows. Bandipur National Park. Bandipur National Park is situated on the Mysore-Ooty Highway, at the confluence of Deccan Plateau and Western Ghats Mountains. The wildlife park falls under the Chamarajanagar district of the South Indian state of Karnataka. Jim Corbett National Park. Jim Corbett National Park is situated in the foothills of the Himalayas and comes under the state of Uttaranchal. The park was established in the year 1936 and at that point of time it was known as the Haley National Park. Dachigam National Park. Dachigam National Park is situated in the state of Jammu and Kashmir, at a distance of approximately 22 km from the Srinagar district. It is spread over an area of 141 square kilometer and boasts of some of the most beautiful locales in the country. Desert National Park. Desert National Park is located in the Jaisalmer city of Rajasthan. Stretching in the Thar Desert over an area of 3,150 square kilometers, the park serves as the perfect example of its ecosystem. Dhurva National Park. Dhurva National Park falls under the Lakhimpur Kheri district of Uttar Pradesh. It is situated along the India-Nepal border in the foothills of the Himalayas. Spread over an area of 490 square kilometers, the park stands bounded by Indo-Nepal border in north and by Suheli River in the south. Gir National Park. Gir National Park, established in the Junagadh district of Gujarat, is spread over an area of 1,412 square kilometers. The park holds the distinction of being the only natural habitat of Asiatic lions in the whole world. Kanha National Park. Kanha National Park is one of the most famous habitats of the tiger in the whole world. The park is situated amongst the Banjar and Halon valleys of the state of Madhya Pradesh. Keoladio Ghana National Park. Keoladio Ghana National Park, situated in the Bharatpur city of Rajasthan, is one of the major attractions of India. There is an interesting story behind the establishment of this park. Manas National Park. Manas National Park of India boasts of amazing wildlife as well as picturesque beauty. The park is situated in the Kamrup district of the northeastern state of Assam. Nagarhole National Park. Nagarhole National Park is situated at a distance of approximately 96 kilometers from the Mysore city of Karnataka. Sharing its boundary with Bandipur National Park, the park covers an area of approximately 643 kilometers. Nanda Devi National Park. Nanda Devi National Park is situated in the Kamoli district of Uttaranchal, one of the most magnificent backwoods of the Himalayas. The park rises at an altitude of 2,400 to 6,817 meters. Periyar National Park. Periyar National Park lies nestled in the Western Ghats, falling in the Idukki district of Kerala. The lake that constitutes a major portion of the park came into existence after a dam was constructed on the Periyar River in the year 1895. Rajaji National Park. Rajaji National Park is situated in the state of Uttaranchal, now known as Uttarakhand. The picturesque beauty and rich biodiversity of the park serve as its major attractions for both nature lovers as well as wild enthusiasts. Ranthambore National Park. Ranthambore National Park forms a part of Sawai Madhopur district of Rajasthan. The park is nestled on the intersection of the Aravalli Hill Range and the Vindhya Hill Range. Sariska National Park. Sariska National Park lies nestled in the Aravalli Hills Range of Rajasthan. One of the most popular national parks of India, Sariska falls under the Alwar district. Once the hunting reserve of the royal family of Alwar, Sariska was declared as a wildlife sanctuary in the year 1958. Sultanpur Bird Sanctuary. Sultanpur National Park falls under the Gurgaon district of Haryana. It is situated on the Gurgaon-Farrukhnagar Road at a distance of approximately 50 kilometers from Delhi and 15 kilometers from Gurgaon. Sundarbans National Park. Sundarbans National Park forms a part of the largest delta created by the Ganga and Brahmaputra rivers. Its core area is made up of the largest mangrove forest in the world. Valley of Flowers National Park. Valley of Flowers National Park is nestled in the Himalayan ranges of Uttaranchal. The park spreads over an area of 87.50 square kilometers and was declared as a national park in the year 1982. Little Rann of Kutch Wildlife Sanctuary. Little Rann of Kutch Wildlife Sanctuary is situated at a distance of approximately 93 kilometers from the Ahmedabad city of Gujarat. Spread over an area of approximately 4,950 square kilometers, the sanctuary counts amongst one of the largest wildlife sanctuaries in India. Mudumalai National Park. Mudumalai National Park is situated in the state of Tamil Nadu, stretching over the forest belt between the Western Ghats and the Nilgiri Mountains. While crossing the highway connecting Mysore and Ooty, you will come across this picturesque park which comes under the Nilgiri district of the state. Mukurthi National Park. Mukurthi National Park is situated in the Nilgiri district of Tamil Nadu, at a distance of approximately 27 kilometers from Ooty. It lies on the southeastern corner of the elevated Nilgiri Plateau and is a part of the Nilgiri Biosphere. Wayanad Wildlife Sanctuary. Wayanad Wildlife Sanctuary is situated in the South Indian state of Kerala. It is also known as the Muthanga Wildlife Sanctuary and was set up in the year 1973. Later, the sanctuary was declared as a national park. Sundarban Tiger Reserve is in North 24 Parganas districts, a district in southern West Bengal, India. It is bordered to Nadia by north. Let's learn about famous caves, forts and bridges where they are situated. Fort Aguada. It is a well-preserved 17th century Portuguese fort standing in Goa, India. The fort was constructed in 1612 to guard against the Dutch and the Marathas. Badami Cave Temples in Karnataka is an example of Indian rock-cut architecture. The temple caves represent different religious sects. Among them, 2 are dedicated to Lord Vishnu, 1 to Lord Shiva, and the 4th is a Jain temple. Ajanta Caves in Maharashtra, India, are rock-cut cave mountains dating from the 2nd century BCE. Containing paintings and sculpture considered to be masterpieces of both Buddhist religious art and universal pictorial art. Ellora is an archaeological site 30 km from the city of Aurangabad in the Indian state of Maharashtra, built by the Rashtrakuta dynasty. Ellora represents the epitome of Indian rock-cut architecture. Gwalior Fort in Gwalior, Madhya Pradesh, India, stands as an isolated rock and contains a number of historic buildings. Gwalior Fort was built by Raja Man Singh Tomar. Undavali Caves are located in the village of Undavali in Guntur district in the state of Andhra Pradesh, India. The caves are 6 km southwest of Vijayawada. Delhi Fort, also known as Lal Killa or Lal Killa, means the Red Fort, located in the walled city of Delhi, India. The Red Fort and the city of Shahjahanabad was constructed by the Emperor Shah Jahan in 1639 AD. Fort William is a fort built in Calcutta on the eastern banks of the river Hooghly, the major distributaries of river Ganges during the early years of the Bengal Presidency of British India. Fort St. George is the name of the first British fortress in India, founded in 1639 at the coastal city of Madras. Idakal Caves are natural caves located 1000 meters high on Ambukkutti Mala, 25 kilometers from Kalpetta in the Wayanad district of Kerala in India's Western Ghats. They lie on an ancient trade route connecting the high mountains of Mysore to the Malabar coast ports. Golden Gate Bridge. The Golden Gate Bridge was the longest suspension bridge span in the world when it was completed during the year 1937 and has become an internationally recognized symbol of San Francisco and California. Sydney Harbour Bridge. The Sydney Harbour Bridge is a steel arch bridge across Sydney Harbour that carries rail, vehicular and pedestrian traffic between the Sydney Central Business District and the North Shore. Tower Bridge. Tower Bridge is a combined bascule and suspension bridge in London, England, over the River Thames. It is close to the Tower of London, which gives it its name as Tower Bridge. It has become an iconic symbol of London. Pearl Bridge. Pearl Bridge is the world's longest suspension bridge. It is located in Japan and was completed in 1998. Our body. Kids, let's learn some parts of our body. Liver. The liver produces bile, which helps in digestion. The liver is a vital organ present in vertebrates and some other animals. It has a wide range of functions. Skin. The skin is the outer covering of the body. also known as epidermis. It is the largest organ of the integumentary system. Heart. The heart is a muscular organ in all vertebrates responsible for pumping blood through the blood vessels by repeated rhythmic contractions. The average human heart beats at 72 beats per minute. Oesophagus. The oesophagus, sometimes known as the gullet, is an organ in vertebrates which consists of a muscular tube through which food passes from the piranha to the stomach. Inner ears. Inner ears are found in all vertebrates, with substantial variations in the form and function of their sensory organs. Each animal has 2 inner ears, one on each side of their head. Blood. Blood is a specialized bodily fluid that delivers necessary substances to the body's cells such as nutrients and oxygen and transports waste products away from those same cells. Teeth. Teeth are small whitish structures found in the jaws of many vertebrates that are used to tear, scrape, and chew food. Some animals, particularly carnivorous, also use teeth for hunting or defense. Tongue. The tongue is skeletal muscle on the floor of the mouth that manipulates food for chewing and swallowing. It is the primary organ of taste. Enamel. Enamel covers our teeth. Tooth enamel is the most highly mineralized substance of the body. The normal color of enamel varies from light yellow to grayish-white. Fingerprint. A fingerprint is an impression of the friction ridges of all parts of the finger. A friction ridge is a raised portion of the epidermis on the palm. Muscle. Muscle is the contractile tissue of the body and is derived from the mesodermal layer. There are 3 parts of muscle: skeletal muscle, involuntary muscle, cardiac muscle. Mumps. Mumps are epidemic parotid or a viral disease of the human species, caused by the mumps virus. Prior to the development of vaccination and the introduction of a vaccine, it was a common childhood disease worldwide. Kneecap. Kneecap or knee pan is a thick triangular bone which articulates with the femur and covers and protects the knee joint. It is the largest sesamoid bone in the human body. Melanin. The color of our hair depends on the amount of melanin pigment present. Melanin is a class of compounds found in the plant, animal, and protista kingdoms, where it serves predominantly as a pigment. Bone marrow. Bone marrow is the rigid tissue found in the hollow interior of bones. In adults, marrow is large bones produce new blood cells. The normal temperature of our body is 98.4 Fahrenheit. Now let's learn some of the names of professions. An allergist is a person who treats allergy. Anesthetist is a person who puts patients to sleep before surgery. Cardiologist is a person who treats heart ailments. Dermatologist is a person who treats the skin and its diseases. Ophthalmologist is a person who treats the eye diseases. Now let's learn about some medical achievements and their achievers. Karl Landsteiner was an Austrian biologist and physician. He is noted for his development in 1901 of the modern system of classification and in 1930 He received the Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine. Christian Neethling Barnard was a South African cardiac surgeon famous for performing the world's first successful human-to-human heart transplant. Charles Louis Alphonse Lavrin was a French physician. In 1980, while working in a military hospital in Constantine, Algeria, he discovered that the cause of malaria is a protozoan. After observing the parasites in a blood smear taken from a patient who had just died of malaria. Sir Thomas Clifford Albert was a British physician and inventor of the clinical thermometer. Edward Jenner was an English scientist who studied his natural surroundings in Berkeley, England. He is often credited as the first doctor to introduce and study the smallpox vaccine. Hello kids! In this, we will learn some of the nature things. Squirrels. Squirrels are generally clever and persistent animals. Ground and tree squirrels are typically diurnal. Hyena. The hyena is a mammalian family of order Carnivore. Hyenas seem to have originated 26 million years ago. Brinjal. Brinjal is a plant of the family Solancaceae and genus Solanum. It bears a fruit of the same name. Commonly used as a vegetable in cooking and is native to India and Sri Lanka. Cactus. Cactus is a member of the spine plant family Cacti, native to the Americas. They are often used as ornamental plants, but some are also crop plants. Quinine. Quinine is a natural white crystalline alkaloid having antipyretic. Quinine was the first effective treatment for malaria. Papyrus. Papyrus is a thick paper-like material produced from the pith of the papyrus plant. Cyperus papyrus. Papyrus usually grow 2 to 3 meters tall. Giraffe. The giraffe is the tallest of all land-living animal species and the largest ruminant. They prefer areas with plenty of acacia. Mushroom. A mushroom is a fleshy, spore-bearing fruiting body of a fungus, typically produced above ground on soil or on its food source. Snail. Snails that have a broadly conical shell that is not coiled or appears not to be coiled are often known as limpets. Snails can be found in a wide range of environments from ditches, deserts. Bladderwort. Bladderwort is a common name given to the plants of the genus Utricularia. The largest genus of carnivorous plants, it consists of some 215 species which occur in fresh water. Waterfall. A waterfall is usually a geological formation resulting from water, often in the form of a stream, flowing over an erosion-resistant rock formation that forms a nick point or sudden break in elevation. Dune. Dune is a hill of sand built by aeolian processes. Dunes are subject to different forms and sizes based on their interaction with the wind. Rainbow. A rainbow is an optical and meteorological phenomenon that causes a spectrum of light to appear in the sky when the sun shines onto droplets of moisture in the Earth's surface. The mother of pearl. These clouds are considered as the highest clouds that exist in the sky. Avalanche. An avalanche is a rapid flow of snow down a slope from either natural triggers or human activity, typically occurring in mountainous terrain. Iceberg. An iceberg is a large piece of freshwater ice that has broken off from a snow-formed glacier or ice shelf and is floating in open water. Hurricane. A hurricane is a storm system characterized by a large low-pressure center and numerous thunderstorms that produce strong winds and flooding rain. They are the most destructive storms. Tsunami. A tsunami is a series of waves that is created when a large volume of a body of water, such as an ocean, is rapidly displaced. Earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, and other underwater explosions and other mass movements. Canyon. A canyon or gorge is a deep valley between cliffs often carved from the landscape by a river. Most canyons are formed by a process of long-time erosion from a plateau level. Tides. Tides are the rising of Earth's ocean surface caused by the tidal forces of the moon and the sun acting on the oceans. Tides cause changes in the depth of the marine. Sea wasp jellyfish. It is the most deadly sea creature. Its sting can kill a person in less than 3 minutes. Peregrine falcon. The peregrine falcon, also known simply as the peregrine and historically as the duck hawk in North America, is a cosmopolitan bird of prey in the family Falconidae. Song thrush. It has brown upperparts and black spotted crane or buff underparts and has 3 recognized subspecies. Singing is bird's way to communicate. Koala. The koala is native to Australia and the only extant representative of the family Phascolorchatidae. The koala is found in coastal regions of eastern and southern Australia. It eats only eucalyptus tree leaves. Frilled dragon. Frilled dragon is so called because of the large ruff of skin which usually lays folded back against its head and neck. When the lizard is frightened, it gaps its mouth showing a bright pink or yellow lining. Entertainment and media. Now let's learn about television, media and film personalities. Shyam Benegal, born 14 December 1934 in Andhra Pradesh, is a prolific Indian director and screenwriter. With his first 4 feature films, Ankur in 1973, Nishant in 1975, Manthan in 1976 and Bhumika in 1977, he created a new genre which has now come to be called the middle cinema in India. Rajdeep Sardesai is an Indian journalist, political commentator and news presenter. He was the managing editor of both NDTV 24/7 and NDTV India. Sir Alfred Joseph Hitchcock was a British filmmaker and producer who pioneered many techniques in the suspense and psychological thriller genres. Siddharth Basu is widely regarded as a father of television quiz shows in India. Basu's biggest quiz show success came in the form of Kaun Banega Crorepati, produced for Star Plus. Thomas Cruise Mapplethorpe, better known by his screen name Tom Cruise, is an American actor and film producer. Forbes magazine ranked him as the world's most powerful celebrity in 2006. Allah Rakha Rahman is an Indian film composer, record producer, musician and singer. He has won 13 Filmfare Awards, 4 National Film Awards, a BAFTA Award, a Golden Globe and 2 Academy Awards. Jennifer Lynn Lopez, popularly nicknamed J-Lo, is an American Golden Globe-nominated actress, Grammy Award-nominated singer, record producer, dancer, fashion designer, and television producer. Barkha Dutt is an Indian TV journalist and a group editor of English news at New Delhi Television. She has been awarded the Global Leader of Tomorrow Award twice by the World Economic Forum. Universe. Now let's learn about universe. According to this theory, the universe was formed as a result of a massive explosion millions of years ago, Big Bang. Mars. Mars is the 4th planet from the Sun in the solar system. It is also referred to as the red planet because of its reddish appearance, due to iron oxide prevalent on its surface. Pluto. Pluto is the 2nd largest known dwarf planet in the solar system and the 10th largest body observed directly orbiting the Sun. Jupiter. Jupiter is the 5th planet from the Sun and the largest planet within the solar system. It is 2.5 times as massive as all the other planets in our solar system combined. Saturn. Saturn is the 6th planet from the Sun and the 2nd largest planet in the solar system after Jupiter. Atmosphere. An atmosphere is a layer of gases surrounds Earth and protects us by blocking out dangerous rays from the Sun. The atmosphere is a mixture of gases that becomes thinner until it gradually reaches space. Let's learn some interesting facts about universe. Mercury is the innermost and smallest planet in the solar system, orbiting the Sun once every 88 days. Olympus, the tallest known volcano and mountain in the solar system, it is located on the planet Mars. It is 3 times higher than Mount Everest. A solar flare is violent explosions in the star's solar flares affect all layers of the solar atmosphere. Constellation Orion, often referred to as the Hunter, is a prominent constellation, one of the largest, most conspicuous and most recognizable in the night sky. Jupiter is the 5th planet from the Sun and the largest planet within the solar system. It is 2.5 times as massive as all of the other planets in our solar system combined. The other interesting facts are: Moon is Earth's only natural satellite. Mars is the planet that was long thought to have canals. Sun is a dense mass of gas. The Moon reflects light from the Sun. Saturn has the maximum number of satellites. Venus is often referred to as the morning star. Sirius, the brightest star in the night sky, is also called the dog star. Phobos and Deimos are the 2 satellites of Mars. A solar eclipse occurs when the Moon blocks out light from the Sun. Pluto has only 1 satellite. Here are some people who made some important observations and discoveries connected to space. Hipparchus is the first person to make the catalogue of stars. Pythagoras is the man who stated Earth is round. Aristarchus is the person who proved that Sun must be farther away from us than the Moon. Galileo is the first scientist to use a telescope and found that sun has spots. Edmund Halley observed a comet which was later named after him. Science. Come, let's know how these scientific instruments and machines are used. Hydrometer. A hydrometer is an instrument used to measure the specific gravity of liquids. Periscope. A periscope is an instrument for observation from a concealed position. This form of a periscope, with the addition of two simple lenses, was used for observation purposes in the trenches during World War I. Fathometer. Fathometer device used on ships to determine the depth of water by measuring the time it takes a sound produced just below the water surface to return or echo from the bottom of the body of water. Radar. Radar is a system that uses electromagnetic waves to identify the range, altitude, direction, or speed of both moving and fixed objects such as aircraft, ships, motor vehicles, etc. Cardiograph. Impedance cardiography is a homarrheology technique of using sensors to detect the properties of the blood flow in the thorax. Altimeter. An altimeter is an instrument used to measure the altitude of an object above a fixed level. The measurement of altitude is called altimetry. Endoscope. Endoscope means looking inside and typically refers to looking inside the body for medical reasons using an instrument called an endoscope. Hydrometer. A hydrometer is an instrument used to measure the specific gravity of liquids. Lactometer. Lactometer or galactometer, a simple instrument used in testing the richness of milk, is graduated into 100 parts. Let's learn about sciences now. Psychology is the scientific study of the way human mind works. Biology is the study of natural processes in living things. The study of very small living things like bacteria is known as microbiology. Ornithology is a specialized study of birds. The science of designing and building aircraft is known as aeronautics. Astronomy is the scientific study of the universe. Science which studies the basic characteristics of substance is chemistry. The scientific study of matter and energy is known as physics. The study of earthquake is an seismology. Visiting places. Gulmarg. Gulmarg is a town, a hill station and a notified area committee in Baramulla district in the Indian state of Jammu and Kashmir. Gulmarg has a population of 664. Mussoorie. Mussoorie is a city and a municipal board, about 34 kilometers from Dehradun. This hill station, situated in the foothills of the Himalaya ranges, is also known as the Queen of the Hills. Panchamarhi. Panchamarhi is a hill station in Madhya Pradesh, state of central India. It is widely known as Satpura Ki Rani, situated at a height of 1000 meters in a valley of the Satpura range in Hoshangabad district. Shimla. Shimla, originally called Simla, is the capital city of Himachal Pradesh. A popular tourism destination, Shimla is often referred to as the Queen of Hills. Mount Abu. Mount Abu is the highest peak in the Aravalli range of Rajasthan state in western India. It is located in Sirohi district. Kannur. Kannur is a city and a municipality in the Nilgiris district in the state of Tamil Nadu, India. It is known for its production of Nilgiris tea. Shillong. Shillong is the capital of Meghalaya, one of the smallest states in India. It is also the district headquarters of the East Khasi Hills district. Kodaikanal. Kodaikanal is a city in the hills of Taluk division of Dindigul district in the state of Tamil Nadu, India. Kodaikanal is referred to as the Princess of Hill Stations. Where are these beautiful gardens located in India? Gulab Bagh. Gulab Bagh is the largest garden in Udaipur, Rajasthan. It is spread over 100 acres of land. The garden has innumerable varieties of roses. Hanging Garden. The Hanging Gardens is in Mumbai, India, also known as Feroz Shah Mehta Gardens or terraced gardens perched at the top of Malabar Hill on its western side, just opposite the Kamala Nehru Park. Mughal Garden. Mughal Gardens sprawled across 6 hectares of the Rashtrapati Bhavan complex. The famous Mughal Gardens were designed by Sir Edwin Lutyens for Lady Hardinge. These gardens combine the formal Mughal style with the British garden designs. Brindavan Garden. The Brindavan Gardens is a garden located in the state of Karnataka in India. It lies adjoining the Krishnarajasagara Dam, which is built across the river Kaveri. The work on laying out this garden was started in the year 1927 and completed in 1932. Rock Garden. Chandigarh Rock Garden is an epitome of creativity and innovation. But the best part about the Rock Garden is that each of its artwork has been made by using industrial and urban waste. It is located in Sector 1 between the Capital Complex and Sukna Lake. Beaches. Kovalam. Kovalam is a beach town on the Arabian Sea in Kerala, a state in South India. It is located around 16 kilometers outside Thiruvananthapuram city in the Thiruvananthapuram district. Kovalam means a grove of coconut trees. Marina. The Marina Beach is a beach situated along a 12-kilometer shoreline in the city of Chennai, India, along the Bay of Bengal, part of the Indian Ocean. The Marina Beach is a beach situated along a 12-kilometer shoreline in the city of Chennai. Juhu. Juhu Beach is the most famous beach in Mumbai city. It is situated on the shores of Arabian Sea in Juhu suburb. Vishakhapatnam. Vishakhapatnam is a coastal port city and often called as the Jewel of the East Coast, situated in the Indian state of Andhra Pradesh, located on the eastern shore of India.